The other names here, that's good. I'm glad you're here. I'm having a great time getting to know Anis, and we've got we got some great stuff to show you today. But right now, he's just spending some time with me, getting to know who I am, what I'm trying to do, what my purpose is, and how I'm currently going about bringing in new clients so that they can support me in bringing in more clients into my coaching program.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me summarize what I have understood. Number one, you want to build yourself a brand, right? Number two, your vision is to, bring prosperity and reduce wealth inequalities broadly across all communities, but you're going to focus heavily on the LGBTQ IQ community. That's
but let me just be clear. I don't really work that much with women. I do something called shadow work, where I really understand the interior landscape of men. So I don't really work with lesbians too much, or because I don't really understand it that well. So my focus is really on gay, bi, and transgender men, dealing with the masculine with men. I don't. That's my wheelhouse. That's where where I can feel like I can do the most value, because that's who I am. So like my avatar to me is that my ideal client is Martin 5 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, when I was stuck in imposter syndrome and not feeling good enough and feeling that I wasn't worthy and I didn't know how to make money. That's my avatar. Or it could be I was in a good position. I was working for a top 100 Fortune 100 company, but my imposter syndrome was so big that I was miserable. So it's really, I'm able to help. The reason why I zero in, there's plenty of coaches out there. The reason why I zero in on gay men primarily is because I think that's where the gap is. That's where the need, that's where I can do the most value. I can bring the most transformation in the world. And those are the people who need my help the most right now.
Got it. So for me, that's clear, right? What is clear to me? Your vision is clear. Your scope is clear. The way you deliver it is in two packages. One is a group, and the one is one-to-one. The group you charge $1,000 a month, and the one-to-one you charge $2,500 a month. And both are fundamentally pegged on, the nuances, the mechanics of what you do within the 12 months. Obviously is not very clear to me at this point in time, but I'm sure, as we have this conversation, because I firmly believe if we have to support any client to sell anything, we need to understand what product is being sold. If you do not understand the product, we are just shooting in the dark. Okay.
I agree.
More than me, Paul, Luther, Victoria, Abba, they also need to understand your product very well.
Yes.
You might think, oh, they have spent a year with me, 3 months with me. It doesn't matter. If I ask them to explain your product, just like an entrepreneur will explain their product, everybody should know what that product is. So we'll figure this out, right? Number one.
One thing I could share with you all this morning. I think I have what I call sales pages or lead pages where you register, which goes through exactly who my program is for, what we do in the program, answer all this very clear, exactly what it is. And I'd be happy to share that if that's today that works.
We want to look at everything that you have to show us. Simple. Okay. We want to record it. We want to see it again and again and again until we understand. Number one. Number two, the next thing that I want to make it very clear to you is we can only be successful in this program if we know exactly who is your target audience and be able to select them one by one.
Yes.
We will not be successful in this project or in this venture or in this partnership if we do not know how to select the right target audience. And let me tell you, many times we have failed in these meetings to select the right target audience. Okay. Then we find workarounds, and there is always some way to find them, but it's never sometimes it's very direct, sometimes it is a bit tricky, so we need to do that today, number one. Number three, so first is, understanding your product. Number two, understanding your target audience and the ability to pick them, select them, number two. Number three, what are you going to do after you have selected them? What is going to be your first, connect message? I already know you have something very clean. So, we're going to examine that. And then, okay, once they have connected back with you, what is your call to action message, right? Which is where your sales pages and other pages will come into, very good use. And then we know that after that is your connect call. After that is your consultation call. So we are very, very clear. Where is your vision? What is your product? Where is your target audience? And can we actually see them, with our eyes and touch them with our hands, very clearly? Then how do we connect with them? How do we converse with them? How do we bring them onto a connect call with you? And how do we bring them onto a consultative call with you? So these are the steps.
I like it. I'm completely on board with all of the above, I'm ready to show you anything you need to see, at least what I'm doing so far. Mm-hmm. And I'm open to hearing your expertise on how we might tweak that to make it a little clearer to people who are now doing it for me. Sure. So I think this is all very good. Yes. I'm in total agreement.
No, just before we jump, I want you to start showing. I just wanted to check with the people, Paul, Abba, Luther. Is this any questions you have? Is this clear to you, like what we are trying to attempt in this call? Do you have any questions so far for me or Martin?
To me, it's very clear because we need to know his target audience, the first message, and then the people we need to reach out.
Yes, Paul. Paul, I'm sure for you it is very clear because you've been with us for a long time now. But what about other people? What about Abba? What about Luther? What about? Is it clear to you guys what we are trying to do so far? Victoria, Jeffrey. I'm just assuming, because we're going to keep moving forward, and if you don't follow us, you might want to interrupt and ask us questions. Okay, so so the first thing we'll do is to learn more about Martin's products. What does he got to sell, and we will try to see his screens and his sales pages, and we'll try to learn as much as possible. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's what we will do. So Martin, over to you. Can you just show us everything that you can possibly show about your products, your sales pages, and so on and so forth. Let me give you access to share your screen.
Absolutely. Hold on 1 second here. Give me a few minutes to pull everything down.
Okay. And in the meantime, anybody has any questions? Luther, Victoria, Jeffrey, shoot.
Letting it load up here.
Sure.
This is my one-on-one set. This is my one-on-one sales page.
Mm-hmm.
This is what goes out. I'm helping highly driven so you can increase your revenue. Welcome to one-on-one. I have one of the things that I do is and this is something you can help me with. I'm trying, I bring my people into my Facebook group, and every few months I launch a free 5-day workshop.
Yeah.
This is the name of it. And the purpose of that workshop is to take people through a transformational experience where they get to know who they are, what their purpose is, and how to sustain that through contemplative prayer.
Mhm.
So I give them this 5-day workshop for free, and I'll start promoting that. The next one will be in January, and I'll start promoting that, and I could use some help. And the way I do that is I pull people into it, and this becomes kind of my lead magnet. This becomes something that I lead with, is I'm offering you this free workshop to have this experience. What happens in that workshop is that on the 4th day, I pivot. We've completed the workshop, and I leave and I say, okay, everyone, this is what I got for you. You can take what you've learned from me and you can go apply it, and you can go change the world, and you've got everything you need from this workshop. Or if you're like a lot of people, if you're interested and you want some hand holding over the next 12 months to implement what you've just learned, I have a 12-month program for you. And that's where I introduce the group training. But I'm going to show you my one-on-one, but that's the purpose of the real GBTQ business leaders training adventure. It's again about building my brand, building my reputation, building my credibility by giving people something high, hands-on, transformational, where they get to know, like, and trust me and want to purchase my group training program. Okay, that's what that's for. All right.
Got it.
Now you asked me about my avatar. This program, this is my one, when I go back to my one-on-one. It is for the GBTQ C-suite executives. It is for the gay, bi, trans, queer entrepreneur and business owner. It is for the gay, bi, trans coaches and consultants. And it is for gay, bi, trans professionals and experts. And there's I don't know if you want me to read that to you, but there's a real clear understanding of the people out in the world I'm looking to bring into my program. Is that what you're looking for as far as an avatar is concerned?
Got it.
Okay. Then and then this is out of the way at the root. So, and then if you're one of these people, these are the things that people are struggling with. There is at the root of every financial struggle is the worthiness conflict. If you don't believe that you're not alone, there's something here. And then I go, because in order to be, these are some of the beliefs people have that are standing in the way of their greatness, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So I'm here. I'm sort of plugging into. I'm attempting to plug into their pain point. I'm where they're stuck, what they're struggling with, right here. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I explain, well, you're in the right place. And then here's a testimonial from one of my clients about what they've gotten from working with me. Okay. Then it goes, you haven't hit your highest potential, but it feels as though you're just right there. Mm-hmm. And so I go a little further. You've been on this path doing more. It seems the more you do, the harder you get. And you need to start truly living. You can't get that breakthrough. And what I'm here to offer you is a transformational experience to get that breakthrough. Mm-hmm. And this is what I offer in my one-on-one group coaching program, introducing one-on-one prosperity and mindset coaching. One is it explains the program. A one-on-one coaching program is a process to connect the whole mind and spirit with money and financial resources. Is the coaching process followed in this program? What it is, I take something called the heart space path, which is a process I use combining these types of modalities. And it's built on the universal law of abundance, which supports the truth. We live in an abundant universe of more than enough to go around. Another thing that I help people do is get their own clarity of mission. We get real clear with what is your mission in the world. Like, I have a mission. What is your mission as a man in the world? So we help you get clarity around your mission. And then we know that accountability and integrity is something very important. So we help you, once we get you in alignment with your mission and your core values, what are you going to do? What are the things that you're going to action steps are you going to take to make this manifest? Mm-hmm. So we include, homework and assignments and tasks to go out and build your brand, build your product, sell your product, whatever you're doing. And we create some accountability because we all know, like all of us are human, we're going to have shadow beliefs that might stand in the way of us fulfilling our agreements, fulfilling our commitments. So we want to look at those. Actually, those are good things, because now we see through the shadow, what are the obstacles getting in your way of success? We also do some mindset coaching, because we believe that the scarcity mindset is really the root of most of the world's problems, unnecessary problems and struggles. So if we can shift our mind from one of scarcity to one of abundance, then we begin to manifest and create a world of abundance. We can't create from a scarcity way of thinking. We have to create from the truth that there's plenty for everybody, and we have to create from that place of abundance. So those are the things that you get in the program. And then this is the cost. And then down here at the bottom here's what you get. You get the one-on-one coaching, you get the 90-minute, your weekly quarterly session, unscheduled coaching sessions, access to the workshop, and all the other things. You also get access to all of my group coaching. Mm-hmm. So that's what my one-on-one coaching looks like. Now, hold on one second. I want to pull up, unless you got some questions. Let's stop here for a second. Let you ask me any questions you have about my one-on-one coaching, and what do you need to know about that particular part of my business?
No, I think it's clear to me. It's not convincing, but it is very clear.
Okay. So if you got ideas on how to make my sales pages more convincing and more clearer and more engaging, I am more open. I'm certainly open to that. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, I'm not absolutely. No, my thing is, I wouldn't, like, for example, I would land them. I mean, look, honestly, this page will sound like a spammer or a scammer's page if somebody just lands on this page.
Exactly. And that's important. I never, ever go out and just send people my sales pages, either for my group program or my one-on-one programs. Just that reason, because I'm offering a high touch, high cost, high ticket item, it only gets sent to someone after they've had a consultation call with me, and I know they want to take the program. Really.
No, you hit the nail there, right? That's exactly what
I'm not going to go out. It's not going to go out to anybody, because no one really, unless I'm like someone like Tony Robbins and I got a huge name out there for myself. No one right at this point in my life knows or trusts me enough to buy this program. Certainly not from this site. I'm clear about that. So this is what I do, but I agree, if you've never met me and you've never had a conversation with me, it could sound a little fishy, right?
Oh, very fishy. Yeah, no, I agree. Now, that's exactly my point. I think you have really, nailed it very precisely. This is basically the third or the fourth step. It's literally when you're going to send somebody, say, okay, go and just buy my program. That's when this is going to come in.
Yeah, this is after I've actually sold the program already.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They've already bought the program. They're into they've had a conversation with me and say, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, here. Or I might be in the conversation with them and they want to know what they want to get clarity about what I do. I said, well, here, let me show you my website. Let me show you my registration page, and I'll walk them through it.
Martin, perfect. I am fully with you. Okay.
Would you like to see the one now for the let me show you the one for the group right now.
Sure.
Hold on.
Sorry. Go ahead. What about any questions from Aisha, Jeffrey, Luther, and Paul?
Oh, y'all ask questions. Well, I'm still looking on that. Why don't y'all go ahead and
please, if you do not participate, you're not going to learn. Let me be very clear.
Okay. So here now is a copy of my group coaching program. Can everybody see my page?
Yes.
Okay. This is where I want people to go after it depends on what happens in that consultation call. In that consultation call, my belief is that a confused mind never buys. So in that consultation call, I'm listening for cues as to which program will be best for the client. If the client is like, let's see, a CEO of a corporation, they've got the money and they need the custom experience, I'm going to direct them toward my one-on-one coaching program. And that's what I'm going to show them. If in that conversation, they're more apt to my group coaching program, this is what I'm going to talk to them about. Okay.
Correct.
And I call it the GBTQ's hero to financial heart space. Financial heart space is for you guys to know. It is that place in the heart. Some people, if Jesus referred to that as the kingdom of heaven. Joe Dispenza talks about that as the quantum field. I call it heart space because I think it's where we're in constant relationship with our divine presence. And that's how we create, that's how we manifest, that's how we make money, that's how we coach. So what my program is really all about is how to move the obstacles that are keeping us from living in heart space. Okay.
Yep.
So welcome to the most transformational journey you have in your life. Become the most powerful creative career you ever want to be. Again, it goes through the creators. This is that lead program, that free program that I do to introduce my work, give people a transformational experience, get to know, like, and trust me, and then want to buy this program. This free workshop is designed to sell this group program.
Okay.
So to feature that up. It's exactly the same. It's for the exact same people.
Yeah.
And I won't go through that again. And this is very similar. You know, it's to what you saw in my one-on-one coaching program.
Yeah.
It has a testimonial here.
Yeah.
It talks a little bit about the same thing. And then these are the things that you actually get in the program.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're part of the one-on-one group coaching program, you get everything here as well.
Okay.
In your $2,500 program, you get to participate in all the group activities as well, if you want to, if you so choose to. One of the things we do every quarter is we do a 12, people need a plan. They need to have something they tangible. So we start from the outside. We start with your 10, 20-year vision of who you want to be, what do you want to do, what do you want to create. And we bring all that down to a 12-week strategy program. And that's a half-day part of the workshop of the program. And I encourage everybody to go through that, whether they're the one-on-one or the group, because we need to know what we're working on. So the key to what we do in the group program and the one-on-one is help everyone come up with a 12-week strategic plan of what they want. And then we create accountability partners, and we teach people how to be accountable to each other to do the things they say they're going to do in order to make the things they want to have happen. Okay. Sure. So this is one of the key things you get inside the program. The other thing is we look at the skills it takes to be a leader, to be a business leader in the world. And these are the skills we constantly work on to master and get good at. And those are trust and transparency, empathy, compassion, and competency. Okay. Then I have a deep belief that what opens the door to success is the more we love ourselves, the bigger the heart, the more abundance and the more success we bring into our lives. So a lot of what we do is we talk about opening up that door to a deeper love for ourselves. And that includes what I call the shadows. And those are the things we don't like about ourselves, because the more we learn to love and like the parts of ourselves we don't love, the more wholehearted we become, the more expansive, the less we are afraid of things too. That's what's so important about that.
Got it.
And then we work on things about how we can cultivate an abundance mindset that creates wealth. And we do processes and things on those lines to get that deep inner sense of transformation from living in a world of scarcity and not enough and unworthiness and all those kinds of things that hold us back, to really moving into the truth that we are abundant human beings. We have a huge heart, and that the world is made from an abundance of resources that we all have access to.
Sure.
But that's a mindset shift. And that's a big part of what I do. I'm a mindset coach. So a big part of the program is over the 12 months is to help shift mindset and see, where is that scarcity mindset showing up? How is it being triggered? And what do we do about that when it gets triggered and we go back into that fear of not being good enough, et cetera. Okay. So that's a big piece of it. And then the final piece is these are the 4 pillars of power, I believe, that I have conviction about. That one is, how do we surrender? How do we surrender our egoic thinking mind, our shadows? I need to control the world. I need to get our own way. How do we surrender that to God for success? How do we practice gratitude? I think gratitude is the antidote to fear. So the more we can practice gratitude, the less fearful we are, the more successful we can be. Forgiveness, we practice where can we have more, what old resentments are we holding on to since childhood that's keeping us from bringing our true value in the world. And then how are we practicing generosity in our lives so that we can actually begin, if you're going to live in abundance, you got to practice abundance, you got to practice generosity. So we work on those three on cultivate. And then this is the program, and this is exactly what you get. You get these items, which I won't repeat again, but this is what I do. And then there's a piece about me down here about who I am and what I do. And this is what the cost is. Mm-hmm. So I'll take a stop here, and again, I don't ever just send people to my website, to these sites. Before anybody even gets one, they've got to had some type of conversation with me so that I can direct them to the site and help them understand. Really, this covers a lot of things, but what I focus in on when I do particularly a consultation call is, what is the specific problem that they have that they need me to help them with? And then I bring them over to the site and I say, you see, here are the things we do. Does this problem resonate with you? Do you resonate with this person? Or I might ask them, I might show them this. I might say, okay, here's who I help. Which one of these do you consider, where do you fall in line with this? And I'll get them to tell me, oh, I'm that GBTQ expert that's stuck in a 9-to-5 job and I'm afraid to leave it, but I'm miserable. Oh, okay. So now I can zero in. Now I'm able to zero in on their specific struggle and how this program can help them resolve that particular struggle.
Got it. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's switch gears. I think we are also, running.
I'll stop sharing now if you want me to.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is, this is how we do. We want to start immediately, try and identify them, the people. And the way I try and do that is, let me know if this is too small. I can just make it slightly bigger. I'm sure you can see this, now better, my screen. Can you all guys see my screen? And what I'm trying to do right now is identify the people that Martin is going to have one-to-one conversation with. Okay. Now, nobody in LinkedIn is going to obviously, say that they are, or even if they said that, it would be a very small number. We will miss a huge community of people who will not, who will not be able to identify. But this is a challenge for all of you. All of you should figure out how you're going to be able to, do this on behalf of Martin. Okay, so that's going to be, super important. So, so Martin, just before any of these things, right? The first thing I'll have to do is to, sort of refer you to join, LinkedIn Sales Navigator if you're already not a member of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Because, this is, but that's only needed if you decide that we're going to go through this method, okay? Which is very unlikely, but I just want to start with this. What I've done, Martin, is I've just searched for the word LGBT, right? In the keyword and choose United States. There are 73,000 people, okay, who are very openly saying that they are doing something related with LGBTQ. Okay.
Yes.
Now, these guys and ladies, may or may not be, GBTQ themselves, but they are running or doing something to those communities. You see?
Yes.
Okay. So my take is you must talk to these people as well. They may not be the right people to join your course, but they may be in conversation with the people who might need your help.
I agree.
Okay. And it should become a part of their repertoire, or a part of their armory, of the many things that they have. Martin Covert is one of the people that they can trust and, to deliver this thing. Okay. But I have a strong feeling this is not going to deliver big results for you. Okay, this particular approach of talking to people who play a very senior role. So what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at seniority. So for example, owners, CXOs, VPs, partners. Okay, these are the I'll even not do the directors. Okay, we'll come to the directors later on. So suddenly from 74,000 people, I have come down to 12,000 people, right?
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to still further go down into typically people who you want to coach. I want them to be, I know even the junior people might love it, but I want to only select people with more than 10 years of working experience in their world.
Okay.
Okay. Just so that, I don't talk to, so, we can obviously change all these things. Okay. So don't worry about this. Okay. So, and then I'm thinking, what else could I do so change jobs in the last 90 days, right? So this is also a great first hit. They've just started newly in their new job, and then you are trying to offer something of value to them.
Okay.
Okay. It's a great place to start the knocking, because they're all trying to figure out what should they be doing.
Right.
Yeah, they've just started the job.
That makes a lot of sense. They're the ones that are stepped into a new role, and what we all know is they have their own insecurities about their new job.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so if you they might be exactly in a place where they need the kind of coaching that I'm going to give them in order to really
yeah. But let me also please warn you that this is not the best way to do this actually. Okay, this is an okay way. This is just not the best way. Okay, but still it's a way. I want to just be very clear with you. So let's say Martin. So what I'm doing here is, Martin, I'm just creating a dashboard for you so that you can monitor the work that Paul is going to do on behalf of you. Okay, every single day, every single week, right? So this is your dashboard. I'm just saving your dashboard, and I'm going to do something extra for you, Martin. So typically what we do is this, the lead generation target audience. And this is basically, Martin. So Martin is this lead. Everybody, I hope, you guys are able to follow. The graduate that is going to work on behalf of you is Paul, right? And the first segment that we are going to target is, I'm going to call it LGBT, so I'm going to call them, leaders leading LGBT organizations, right? These are not LGBT people themselves, but they are leaders leading LGBT organizations. Okay. And I'm going to just say, put a small caveat here, who changed jobs in 90 days. Okay. So that's the last thing. And who are those people? I'm going to just delete all these numbers, and I'm going to start with the 300 and whatever number that we got, right? I'm going to copy this, 319. So within the next 30 days, Mr. Paul would knock on the doors of the 319 people and put your message in front of them. Is that clear to Paul? And it should be clear to everybody.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear to me.
Excellent. I'm sure, Paul, it should be clear for you. Now, okay. And what is the message that Paul, so Martin, please think of a 300 character message that can be sent to these 319 people. Do you have anything that you can, quickly think of? It should be just a two-liner, just a 2 lines.
Well, what I typically, this is what let me tell you what I send now. If I identify someone that I want to work with, I send them a message, a very simple DM, and it's based on these 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of that message is to get them on a connection call. And it goes like this. Hey, Paul, I am so glad to be connected with you. It starts out with a feeling. I'm glad to be connected with you. Okay.
But
the next,
Martin, you have not yet connected with him. You're trying to make a connection.
I know. That's exactly right. They're connect. Well, let me back up a little bit. So I identify that person out there, and I just ask them to connect. I don't send them a note. I just hit the connect button, and I connect with them. And if they connect with me, if I look on my screen the next day and say, oh, they've connected with me, Paul's connected with me since yesterday, as I asked him to, then I'll send him a direct message and I'll say, hey, Paul, I'm so glad we're connected. He just connected with me yesterday. I noticed that we both share an interest in working with the LGBT community. So what I've done is I've established as to why I'm reaching out to you. I see I'm creating a bridge of connection. We both share an interest in working with this community. The second thing I say is, if you have the time, because I want to be respectful of their time, I don't want to just assume anything. Remember, I'm trying to build a relationship. I'm trying to create a connection here. If you have the time, can we get on a Zoom or a call to get to know each other and see how we can support one another? And I like the word support because it's got a psychological meaning. It doesn't say anything about me wanting to sell you anything. It's just like, I'm glad we're connected. I see we have a shared interest. And if you got the time, let's get on a call, get to know each other, and see how we can support each other. And then I finish it up with something as simple as, when is a good day? The call to action is, when is a good day and time for us to meet? And that's it. And if I send out 10 of those, I'll get back 4 saying, yeah, I'd love to meet with you. Then, so I'm trying to build some relationship here. So it's all me. Then I'll say, oh, that's fantastic. They might send me a day, or I might say, you know what, if you don't mind, can I send you the link to my Zoom calendar, to my calendar, and you can book a day and time that works best for you. Would you like a link to my calendar? Yeah, that would be great. Then I send them a link to my calendar. Notice I'm not making any assumptions along the way. I am in this conversation to try to create a connection, a real human connection.
Martin, instead of saying when is a good time to connect with you, can we say, can we say, support one another, choose a time, choose a good day and time to connect with each other using my calendar. That's it. And then link to your calendar, because I don't think
that's fine with me.
Yeah,
Sure, I'm happy. Yeah, I'll try. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, one more thing, we need to do. I want to do, one more message. This is what I call your first message. What you have just given me is your second message. I don't want to press connect, on every single guy without a personalized message. The statistics is very clear. You get at least 3 times more connection back when you put a personalized first message, connection message, instead of just simply connecting. So I would like to write, hi, Paul. I came across, how did you come across? I came across your profile while I'll just do something, you can, maybe modify it slightly better, while trying to find partners in the LGBT space, something like that, right? I have been working in this space for over 20 years, and whatever, right? It would be my pleasure to, this is not the right message. I'm just scribbling something so that you can work on top of it, right? It would be my pleasure to connect and get to know you more. Right? Many thanks, Martin. So this will be your first message, and this will be the second message when they connect back. Okay, I will put these two messages. I'm not happy with them as such. I want you and me to give one more round of polishing these messages. I think you're really good in polishing messages, so I'll definitely would like to give it another good shot. Yeah, number one. And this is for your brand new connections that you are not doing, but just in the spirit of education today, because and also in the spirit of what we are trying to do for the community. So typically, Martin, this is where we stop. According to our social selling contract, okay, whatever we just signed with you, if you look at this one, we are going to take $200 from you. We're going to create this one campaign. Yeah, I forgot to ask about a video. I'll come to that. We are going to knock on the doors of 400 people every month and create conversations and conversions for you. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, and this is what we have done so far. But I'm going to do something more for you, Martin, just to see if I can, because I'm not really happy with this for you yet, because I don't think I'm able to identify precisely the people that you need to be talking to. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this space, and we call that hyperscaled selling. Okay, and I'm going to just tell you what that means. We're not going to charge you more, but we're going to just do the work for you, because I feel the work that we have done for you is not good enough. So what I'm going to do, so this is my search. Okay, once I finish with this 319, I'm going to cancel this thing, and then I'm going to look at maybe industry by industry, or some other way of doing this, or typically people in some function might like, for example, what about founders or something like that? Would that be a good
Yeah, I think founders, I think maybe coaches, consultants.
I'll be a bit careful on coaches and consultants, because coaches and consultants would be very not the but don't worry about it. Okay, so we will analyze this 10,000, break them into pieces of 300 to 400 monthly pieces, and see which piece is able to respond back to you better. Okay, so this is what Paul will do. He will make this cut and paste, right? The second thing, I'm slightly running because I need to run for picking up my daughter. So if you look at this, I have identified a bunch of groups in LinkedIn. Can you see?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is looking like
I'm a member of the. I have a CB. I have a certificate with the National Chamber. I'm a member of that. Yep. I'm a member of.
Perfect.
I'm part of almost all those groups. Yes.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So we're going to be, what we want to do in these groups is, okay, we want to knock on these groups and start talking to every single one person in this group one by one.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously there are 11,000 people in this group. Okay, and we're going to be talking to these people in this group, and the way we're going to do that, Paul, is what, Paul, you're going to do for Martin. So this page is finished. Okay, so this page is finished. You will fill this rest of the pages. Okay, this whole thing, this whole segments needs to be filled. Each segment needs to be anywhere between 300 to 400 maximum. Okay, that's for you to do, Paul. And what?
Okay.
what we will do is, okay, this is that LinkedIn target audience, but now I'm going to go to, target audience SMM. Okay, so this is the social media marketing, which you did not sign up to, but we're going to still do this anyways. How we're going to do this is like this. We're going to put the URL of the group that you will be signing up to. Okay, so this is, I'm sure you're already signed up to this group. There are 11,000 people.
I have to look at. I will look. I have to look and see. I think I am, but I'll make sure I am. I can easily do that.
Don't worry about that. If you're not, you will sign up. Simple as that, right? So
Yes,
the search title here is LGBT. Okay, so that is a search theme, and then the status is requested. That means to request, or add to join. Okay, so everything is add to join, right? So this theme is, so I want you to identify 10 to 20 such groups, Mr. Paul, right? And then put their numbers over here. Okay, which is this one is 11,032, right? 11032. Okay, so 11,032. You have not contacted anybody so far. That is one group. If you come back, choose a second group. LGBT friendly professional by outstandinglives.org. Okay, so that's another one. Go. Obviously, there will be many people common across these two groups. Okay, I hope it's clear to you, but that's all right. Even if they're common, you never message the same person 2 times. Okay, you will know, because you will always be logged into Martin's account. You will know that you have already messaged somebody here. Okay, if you message somebody here, even if that person is there in this group, you would not message him again. Paul, I hope that's clear to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear.
So this will be Paul, and you will find 20 groups on LinkedIn. If you want, we can even do Facebook as well, but let's do LinkedIn. Let's focus all our effort on LinkedIn. Okay, we're going to start, Paul, with Facebook Sales Navigator. I'm going to quickly, I'm assuming, Martin, you're not, having Sales Navigator, license.
I don't have Sales Navigator, no.
So I'm just going to quickly refer you and see if you can, you can get 2 months for free. Okay, cool. So if you please click on my referral message that I just sent you and join Sales Navigator, and then you will get for free, 2 months for free. We will assess the way it works for 2 months. If it works really well, we'll continue. Otherwise, we'll cancel.
That sounds like a good idea. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So please, join this, and then quickly, provide your credentials to Paul. Yeah.
What do you mean by my login information for LinkedIn for him?
Yes, your login information for thing, and also be online, because LinkedIn will send you a text, not text, a small number that you need to share back with Paul.
Okay.
Okay. So 2 things we have done. This is not good enough. I think we need to still, make it better. But one, LinkedIn Sales Navigator search, that's 400 clients every month. We're going to knock on their door. Another one is LinkedIn groups, where there are LGBTQ members, and we're going to knock on another, 400 to 600 people every month. So we're going to knock on the doors of 1,000 people every month and see whether you're going to have any result or not. Okay. Now, in LinkedIn groups, I think the way you have to knock, is slightly higher, because there is no limit in terms of the characters. So you will only knock with 1 message, no 2 messages. Okay. So I think we can go with the second message directly. We don't need to really think too much. The second message is a simple, clean message. I have already put both the messages on the thing. So please, again, polish them a little bit. I just wrote them in a hurry. So polish them both again, send it back to us in the same WhatsApp group. Is everything clear?
Let me answer a couple of questions. So what about, I have been,
Go ahead. Keep talking.
What about me? What am I supposed to do in this time? I mean, I've been actively going out and doing what Paul's doing. So
You-
like some of these people I've already sent these messages to,
If you
and
have if you have sent
so-
messages to some of these people, Paul will not send them again.
okay,
That's number
very,
one.
very good.
Number two, because Paul will look at your conversation with them. It'll appear.
Okay,
Okay. So he will not be sending one more if he is already saying a conversation. Number one. Okay. Number two, you please keep working. You do what you do normally, right?
okay.
And my request to you is, you should spend your time on creating content, beautiful content. You should not be the person spending time on transmitting content. Are you with me?
Okay.
You should be the Paul. There are two Pauls here. There is also a Paul Padiat that you have not met. He's also there in this call. He's the team leader, on sitting on top of Paul. So Paul Padiat and Paul Kamuhanda, both of them will work for you and be the messenger. They will take your message and put everywhere else, right? You be the creator of these messages. Okay, even though he's done this, as more and more people keep coming to your thing, you need to be posting and live streaming and putting out content that is fresh and amazing. Don't stop your reach out. If you want to do additional reach out, please do that. There is nothing wrong in it. But I would urge you to stop sending messages and stop talking to people, because that is not the best use of your time. Start creating beautiful content, number one. Number two, start having the third and the fourth level conversations. That's what deserves it.
All right. So let me, I'm fine with that. So let's just say, I create a poll today to content. I think polls are a great way to get action. So what's the best way for me to pass that baton